we now have, that mesh is now beyond the frame. It's now outside of the frame. Hi everyone, it's Beau here from Qulok Australia. I've got with me the screen from the guest bedroom we spoke about in the last video. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link up in the description, in the description below, or up here somewhere depending on which format you're watching this on. So about this screen was found in a guest bedroom. When we removed it and replaced it with a new 316 screen, we discovered that it had been very poorly installed, and subsequently also that it had been very poorly assembled in the first place. This presents a problem for people purchasing security screens, because right beside me here I have had a new screen made from our diamond mesh system. So to the naked eye, these two screens look basically identical. They are both aluminium frame, aluminium diamond mesh inners, look very similar. Most people would consider that these screens should operate in the very same manner. You'll see I've got quite a few screw points now drilled into these screens. We're going to put them on the test rig that I have behind me here, and we're going to impact test both of these screens to discover the difference between what looks like two identical screens. So we've got the Qulok Q-Spec diamond mesh product. This is our new Qulok product. In this case, as well as the older mesh screen here behind me, we're going to apply an Australian standards test, which is a dynamic impact test. It's a calculated 100 joule impact, and to pass Australian standards, the screens need to pass 5 impacts at 100 joules. So let me get over here. I'll set this first screen up. I'll set up the old sample first, and we're going to impact test that screen, see how it goes, and then we're going to put the new Qulok screen on there. We'll impact that test sample as well, and we'll see how they match up. So I've got the test rig set up. As you can see, we've secured this screen properly to the test frame. We've got our impactor, which weighs 40.5 kilograms, and we've calculated the impact height, or the drop height, by the Australian Standards approved calculation to create a 100 joule impact onto the screen. You can see this impact point is marked here. It's off to one side and it's halfway up. That's the correct location according to the standard procedure, and we're going to start hitting this with some impacts and see how we go. Here we go. All right, after that first impact, we've had a look at the screen, and the rivet holding the screen in place, holding the grill in place, has actually already failed. Shows how this screen's going to go, but we'll continue on with the testing. All right, this is the second impact at 100 joules. In this area now, the section that was riveted is now actually exposed outside of the frame. This will be the third impact. It's your third impact at 100 joules. We now have That mesh is now beyond the frame. It's now outside the frame. This will be the fourth impact. It's now outside of the frame all the way along here, from this point to this point. And it just continues to get worse, so it's now out all the way along here. That screen has well and truly failed, not even close to passing the Australian Standards test. Alright, so we've got our Q-spec diamond screen in place, or diamond mesh screen in place. This is new technology that we've created. It's a punch lock system, and we're going to apply the same 100 joule test, balls in the same position, apply it to this screen and see how we go. This will be the first impact. This is our second impact. This will be our third impact. Our fourth impact. This will be the fifth impact. So after the 5 impacts at 100 joules, this screen is still completely in place. There's been no disconnection between any of these joints. That screen is still totally secure, and it does show you the difference between a screen that looks like a security screen and what is a true security screen. Alright, so as we have a look around this screen, I'm going to take you around here and show you that all the way around, this grill is still completely connected into the frame. Even after the 100 joule impacts, the screen still holds up as it should without any disconnection between the frame material and the mesh. That's the effect you should get when paying for a security grill, rather than the other grill over here that we see, which has fallen apart. You can see how far that mesh is stretched with the tear in the insect mesh itself, but that disconnection down there means that in a real life situation this screen could then be pulled out.